starting lineups have concluded. So just sit right back and relax. We'll be back in just a moment.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
The fans are filling the seats in San Antonio, the site of our broadcast, and where the Spurs will be going up against the Charlotte Hornets. So for the Hornets, their last game, a loss to the Wizards at Capital One Center. That game was high scoring. Tonight, they'll need to be better defensively. All-Star weekend not too far off. Players get a little break in the action, a chance to recharge, Shaq.
Yeah, recharge mentally as much as physically. Listen, basketball is a game. Guys should be having fun with it. That's what All-Star Weekend is all about, having fun.
It also helps the teams that are struggling a bit, really. I mean, it gives them a chance to regroup and prepare for the second half of the season.
That does it for us for now. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you later.
Welcome, everyone. It's time for NBA action. Coming to you live on this Saturday night. This is Kevin Harlan along with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. And, of course, David Aldridge is joining us tonight from the sideline. And a moment now to look at the year-to-year scoring output and how it has been trending for Aldridge.
And maybe it's shocking, maybe not too shocking, but the scoring trend over the last few years has been going down a bit. I'm sure it's something he's well aware of, and we'll see if that continues to be the case.
And let's go straight over to David Aldridge for a report before the tip-off. Hey, Dave.
Well, guys, the retirements of Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, and Tony Parker mean the start of a new era for the Spurs. Guard Patty Mills said, "We've had great teachers, and now there's a transition. It's about teaching that culture to these new guys. We aren't going to change. Bridging the gap is going to take time. That's where leadership comes in." Kevin?
A proud franchise. Thank you, David. Players are sure racking up a lot of miles, Clark. A lot of games, a lot of flights, a lot of late nights, early mornings, but in some ways it must be easier these days than it was, say, 20 years ago when you were playing.
It's easier now than it was when I played. I mean, we had commercial flights and 6 a.m. flights. These guys now actually have charter services. And heck, I often think that the guys before me had it much worse than I did. So it's all relative. But clearly, it's hard, it's demanding, but they also have the very best of care in getting to and from the cities across the league.
And a look at the starters for the Hornets. Rozier and Monk, they're the backcourt. Washington out there with Bridges, and it's Hernan Gomez in at the 5. And for San Antonio, it's Aldridge at the power forward with Pirtle at center. Murray out there with Derek White, and it's DeRozan in at the small forward. Shots good by Hernan Gomez.
Perfect dime drop that time. Nice execution of the bounce pass.
Murray against Rozier. Pass to Pirtle. Here's Aldridge, and plenty of contact on the shot, so 2 free throws coming up. That's a foul on Charlotte.
The defense has to be smarter in how they guard Aldridge. He's very creative on offense.
2 shots.
Boy, the Spurs really like running through LaMarcus Aldridge in the post. I mean, that's an effective way to play offense, especially early before the defense gets set. He gets that deep position, and he puts a lot of pressure on the defense.
2 shots.
The first free throw is good. And with his skill level, sometimes the sheer strength and size of Aldridge goes overlooked.
Yeah, and he's not afraid or hesitant to play bully ball. I mean, on that block, he gets that body into you and leans into that sweet jump shot of his, and he can make you look bad.
And so he hits both.
Really always a plus to have a big guy stroke it from the line like that. The soft touch on full display.
Murray against Rozier. The pass to Bridges. And here is Monk. He's coming off a 22-point game against the Wizards in Washington. From outside the arc. That shot missing. And San Antonio will go the other way with it. Out to White for the 3. Not going to go that time. So Rozier will bring it up for the Hornets. The dunk and the foul, a powerhouse move, and he's got a chance for one more at the line. That one on DeRozan.
It puts the D in a tough spot when you have a point guard who can throw it down.
He really does, GA. He really does put pressure on you.
And, you know, guys, showing how dynamic a weapon he is for this offense, they feed off of that energy and ability to make plays. It gets them going.
On the free throw, no good. And one of those little spark plug guys, Terry Rozier, plays the game with Greg, I think, a chip on his shoulder.
I mean, the story goes, as a kid, when his temper flared, his mother would have to sit on him until he cooled down. He's learned to channel that fire and emotion into his game.
And the call is going to be, yes, it is, an illegal screen.
And not the most common call you'll see in the NBA, but hard to argue that pick wasn't illegal.
Yeah, you know, the officials aren't nearly as lenient as they used to be on that call. As a matter of fact, I know I got away with a lot of those in my playing days, but that was 40 years ago.
2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. And growing up about 15 miles south of the Staples Center, DeMar DeRozan idolized Kobe Bryant, Clark, and patterned his game after him.
And you can see evidence of Kobe's game in DeMarcus's game. You think about the footwork, the ability to post up, the moves and counter moves, the balance and strength. I think he owes a lot of that to the Mamba.
Shooting 2.
He's off on the first.
It's common to see wing players improve their perimeter shooting in the league, but DeMar DeRozan's most striking growth has been his ball handling and playmaking. He's been dynamic with the ball in his hands.
And he sinks the second. Greg DeRozan watching a ton of films of guys like Andre Miller and Sam Cassell operating in the pick and roll.
Not only that, Kevin, to strengthen his left hand, he'd use it for daily activities like writing, leaving no stone unturned to become an expert initiator.
Now, here's Monk. He's a good contributor to his team, averaging about 10.5 points a game, and Charlotte turns it over again.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
Murray with it. He provides a good amount of offense for the team, averaging around 11.5 points a game. That one good for 2.
Murray is a spectacular talent, and when he gets going, watch out.
Here's Monk following the bucket by the Spurs. Passes it to Hernan Gomez. From past the arc. Tips it. It's rebounded by Aldridge. San Antonio leading by 3. Murray surveying the D. Five on the clock. Here's Aldridge. Misses the 3. Hornets have gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. Here's DeRozan. Good, and the assist goes to Murray. DeRozan's got 5.
DeRozan's so good, guys, at taking advantage of whatever situation is there. When he has the opportunity, he gets out and scores in the open floor.
Now, here's Monk. Hernan Gomez passes to Monk. Will it go? Marcus Aldridge grabs the miss.
Boy, he has to put that one away. A solid opportunity gone awry.
Pass to Murray. Back to White. Pass to Pirtle. Spurs working the ball around now. Got a piece of it. It's stolen by Hernan Gomez. Here's Monk. That shot off. Murray with the defensive effort. And so it's Murray who brings the ball up for the San Antonio Spurs. This game coming after a loss against the Jazz.
Total embarrassment. I was shocked at how poorly they played. I think they were shocked.
Yeah, and you know, those losses really hurt when you can't get anything going your way, everything's going against you. Very frustrating.
So Charlotte calls timeout. They're first. And this game, the first chance they've had to see the San Antonio Spurs.
An interconference matchup. Last season, they went 2-0 against this club.
And guys, when you've got two teams like these on the playoff bubble, every game matters. This should be a good one.
Now, here's Rozier. 23 points for him the last game against the Wizards in Washington.
And not just the scoring. It was also how fierce he was on defense, grabbing 3 steals on the night as well.
Here's Washington. Aldridge is covering. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Washington. No points in the game yet for him.
And you can see they're struggling from the field.
But still early. I mean, they've just got to trust their offense and work to get stops.
Yeah, they have gone full throttle from the opening tip, showing no signs of letting up.
And, you know, when you've got a chance to put a team away early, you got to take it.
No issues on that one. Good work all around.
And it's the Spurs ball. They're on a 14-4 run. Here's Murray. Lays it up and banks it in.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
Yeah, they're lasered in. I mean, really making the most of their possessions.
Now, here's Rozier. He's been a factor in their offense on most nights with his scoring average at nearly 16 points a game. Here's Bridges. It's a 10-point game. Hernan Gomez trying to break free. And it's Rozier that time on the assist from Bridges.
And we always talk about making your teammate better. That assist was right on target.
Last outing for Charlotte was a loss to the Wizards in Washington.
Yeah, for that loss, you can credit their defense or lack thereof. Too many breakdowns on that end of the floor.
Yeah, and that's really inexcusable. I mean, there's just no way that you can justify that. When you don't put the work in on defense, you're going to end up on the losing end.
And the Spurs, I've heard it said, the most process-oriented team in the league.
Well, that's an understanding of what it takes for them as a small market team to be successful. A good assessment of what they have to do as the San Antonio Spurs to be good. Scouting, coaching, chemistry, all part of that.
And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. Cody Zeller's checked in for Bridges. Spurs leading by 10. Outside, White. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. White's got his second bucket tonight.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
Well, everything's coming too easily. I mean, at some point defensively, you have to take something away.
And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Spurs.
It looks like they're ready to run, fellas. I mean, they haven't hesitated at all to get out on the break so far.
And also defensively, they've been able to cause some turnovers tonight, and that also builds confidence and gives you momentum.
Here's what San Antonio's going with right now. Gay comes in for Pirtle, and it's Bellinelli in for White. Now here's Murray. 6 points for him. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
And making his return from the ACL tear, DeJounte Murray, long, athletic, and young, he still has a very bright future.
That free throw missing. And Murray winning second team all-defense in 2018. And Greg, at that time, he was only 21.
And that's been his strong suit. If he can hit perimeter shots consistently, he can be a star.
Biyombo is checked in for Washington. Here's Graham. 11 points for him in that last game against the Wizards in Washington. Just 5 to shoot. Nice D from DeRozan. Spurs leading by 12. Gay kicks to Murray. The Hornets pull it in. Here's Batum, and he drops in the layup off the glass.
The athleticism of Batum, so good at recognizing when he should drive it inside.
The Spurs have gone 8 of 11 in the first quarter. They'll take that percentage any night. Now, here's DeRozan. 7 points in the game. Can't connect from short range.
Boy, that is awesome defense, guys, against a capable finisher. Well done. I'm sure the coaches love that.
And didn't do anything fancy there, but didn't need to.
Nope, his only concern right now is getting the points on the board, and I don't mean style points.
Hey, I thought there was some style there, guys. What are you guys looking at? I mean, it was still a pretty sweet, flavorful one-hand flush.
Now, here's Bellinelli. He's been quiet so far, still no points in the game.
Boy, he's got to be kicking himself for failing to make that shot. That's money.
And so here's Charlotte following the miss by DeRozan. 9 feet out. Biombo. That's good.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
It's stolen. Kicks it to Graham. And Charlotte again with the bucket.
I'll tell you what, I'm not sure these guys can keep this up.
High-octane action for sure. Crowd-pleasing already.
And so it's Murray who brings the ball up for the San Antonio Spurs. 4-point game. And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game. Take a look at the NBA. Who's the best, you think, Clark, at controlling the defensive glass, getting the missed most shots and getting their offense back in gear?
Yeah, I think even though he's a bit undersized, he does a great job. Draymond Green, not only does he rebound the ball defensively, but he also can ignite the break because of his ball handling and passing ability. Giannis Antetokounmpo does a great job on the defensive backboards, as does Joel Embiid.
Here's what San Antonio's going with right now. Lyles checked in for DeRozan. And it's Mills in for Murray. A nice shot by Aldridge.
You know, there are some that say Aldridge likes his mid-range game a little too much, but hey, there's a lot to like about the way he shoots it from there.
Graham with the ball, covered by Mills. Here's Bellinelli. Can't hit that one. And the Hornets now going the other way. Now Graham. They look to him for part of their offensive attack. Right now averages nearly 12 points a game. To the middle. Count the bucket coming off a perfectly placed assist. And that's now 6 points for Batum. Now here's Mills. Graham defending. Gay outside. Count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
Attacking the rack to great effect.
And not hesitating at all to pound it inside here early.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
Gotta admire what he's been able to do at the free throw line this season. How about over 90%?
And I like the fact, guys, that those numbers have gone up since last season. I mean, he said free throw shooting was an area he was looking to improve, and he has.
That's good from Rudy Gay. Over the last decade or so, the Hornets haven't had a lot of success, Clark, in the draft.
Well, you take a look at it, guys, and they've traded away a multitude of picks, and picks that have turned into guys like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Tobias Harris, 2 outstanding young players. They've missed on the picks they've kept. I think they've got to do a better job of building from within.
I mean, even from over here, you could see that one pretty clearly.
No question about it, Greg. I mean, a ton of contact and a good call by the officials.
And he makes the first.
When you watch the Hornets play, you can expect a very controlled game.
Yeah, you know, they don't push too much and make silly mistakes. Fantastic when it comes to minimizing turnovers, controlling the pace. They've been one of the best teams at keeping turnovers down since 2014.
Spurs making a switch here. Forbes checked in.
And that's another area where he is just a superb player. Excellent at the free throw line.
Here's Gay. And that one goes long. Hornets trail by 5. Over to the left wing. Here's Graham, covered by Mills. The 3, and Nicholas Batum, good for 3. Batum's got 11 points.
Batum is a great spot up threat. He's quick to get it off, and the stroke is pure.
And here is Bellinelli. He's still scoreless so far in this one. 6 to shoot. And there's the pass to Gay. Over Graham. That's good from Gay on the assist by Bellinelli.
This has been Gay's go-to shot throughout his career. I mean, the mid-range he's got, wet.
Graham surveying the floor. Passes it to Zeller. On the wing, Batum. Now the dish to Biyombo. With the fadeaway. Mills with the rebound.
Well, you know, you'd like to see a little more effort there defensively, but maybe they wanted him to take that shot, baited him into it.
But he's just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA. The lead is what it is right now.
You know, you look at it, the communication is lacking, as is the trust. They can ill afford those types of breakdowns. It won't work. You can't win with those kind of breakdowns.
And so here's Charlotte following the bucket by the Spurs.
And, you know, that wingspan, those arms are very long for Batum. Uses them well to score through contact.
Now here's Mills. Graham defending. That's tipped. And so the first quarter is in the books. Spurs lead by 4. And the second quarter will be on the way when we come back. And in 2018, DeMar DeRozan opened up about his battles with depression, hoping to have a positive impact on others.
A lot of people ashamed to talk about it. Even myself, for a long period of time, people wonder why I was such a quiet guy, and that was part of it, not wanting to speak out about it, not wanting other people to know exactly what I was going through. But you get to a certain age where you feel like it's all about helping others. It's not about you just being a selfish person about the things you're going through. Other
Yep, you love the honesty and the bravery to step forward and tell his emotional story.
Yeah, he opened a dialogue. Kevin Love following his lead to talk about anxiety. Athletes as public figures can have a broader impact than just entertaining, and we see it over and over again.
And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far, halfway through the first half in this one. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Spurs?
I mean, offensively, I thought they did a good job of protecting the ball, and defensively, boy, were they disruptive.
Yeah, I like the way they forced a ton of turnovers and then took advantage of those turnovers with opportunistic baskets.
We've got Rudy Gay, also Trey Lyles out there. Mills out there with Bellinelli, and it's Forbes in at the 2 guard. And that's who's in the game for the Spurs. And so it's Mills who will bring it up for the Spurs. They've held a 12-point lead early. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Charlotte's had to wait a bit the last few years. And the city hosted the All-Star game last season. But for the Hornets, they've gone 3 seasons without a playoff appearance and 15 seasons without winning a playoff series. In that time, the franchise has had 7 head coaches and a shifting front office. But Buzz City is hoping that its wait for playoff relevance will end soon. Kevin?
We all are. David, thank you. Clock at 4. Graham dishes to Batum. And again, Charlotte with the triple.
You know, he's able to score in myriad ways. Once Batum gets the hot hand, he stays in the attack mode.
Mills passes to Lyles. Dishes it to Forbes. From downtown, a shot by Bellinelli. No good. Charlotte trailing. To the inside, Biombo. It's deflected. And that's out of bounds. Charlotte will retain possession. And we've got a moment now to check out the Eastern Conference standings and see where everyone is sitting as things begin to settle down just a bit through the midway point of the season. Taking a look at the Hornets, this season has been a struggle for them. They're down at the bottom of the conference.
And you know, for the Hornets, they talked all offseason about how this year was going to be different. Nobody bought into it then, and nobody's buying into it now.
Yeah, and it's too bad, really unfortunate, because I did think the potential was there. But at this stage, I think we've seen their best, and it's not going to be good enough this season.
Pass to Bacon. Now, here's Biombo. He's guarded closely. Here's Zeller. Biombo trying to break free. Shot by Zeller, no good. Now, here's Bellinelli. Graham defending. Bellinelli with it. He averages about 5 points a game. It's Biombo with the rebound. Charlotte has gotten both of their three-point attempts to go down here in the second quarter. The Italian Marco Bellinelli, one of the league's best sharpshooters, and Greg very comfortable shooting on the move.
He always seems to be floating one way or the other on his shot. It wouldn't work for most shooters, but he uses it to evade the D.
Here's Mills to the basket by Charlotte. And Forbes kicks to Mills. At the top of the key, Gay. Fade away. And good. Got the English that time as it falls. Gay's got 9 points.
Yeah, you know, Mills is one of those energizing players who does a little bit of everything, including finding his open teammates.
And the Hornets call time here.
And, you know, the Spurs are never afraid to play to the tune of their own drummer. I mean, just as the rest of the league embraces threes and layups, the Spurs going against that grain, leading the league in mid-range shots and post-ups.
So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. Pirtle, he's checked in for Lyles. DeMar DeRozan comes in for Marco Bellinelli. Derek White's checked in for Bryn Forbes. And Murray's subbed in for Patty Mills. Well, you were talking about the mid-range and the post-ups. Those are the strengths of DeMar DeRozan and LaMarcus Aldridge.
Well, Coach Popovich has been so successful for decades because he always adapts to the strengths of his players. Outstanding coaches do that in every sport. That shot diet might not work for most other teams, but if it fits the Spurs, they'll go old school and make it work for them.
The first one falls. And Clark, your love for the Buckeye State has never been questioned. What was the best part of growing up as a kid in Ohio?
Well, I think a number of things. One, having family around, extended family as well as immediate family, but also the sports love that exists throughout the state and being able to experience that and enjoy that with my dad and siblings. That's special. And having a career in basketball that I've had makes it even more special.
And he makes both free throws.
Boy, Monk is so lethal and efficient as a scorer. I mean, great range, always hunting his shot. I'd like to see him work on his passing, but, man, he can put it in the basket.
Now here's Murray. 7 points in the game. Gay inside. It's blocked. Monk with the ball. White's there. Monk, the pass to Bridges. Shoots over DeRozan. Bridges misses. Spurs trail by 4. It's deflected. Rozier against White. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
And just tacks a few more points onto their lead with the tomahawk.
That's bringing it down hard.
Guys, it is symbolic of their effort here tonight.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
And DeRozan throws it down.
You know, they'll put the ball in DeRozan's hands and run the pick and roll all day long. He's phenomenal at getting good shots in that set.
Murray against Rozier. Pass to Monk. The pass to Hernan Gomez. Charlotte needs to get a shot. From deep. And it's Rozier missing. For San Antonio, they've gone just 33% from the field in what's been a cold second quarter for them. Just 3 of 9. White, wide open. He fires. Buries it from 3-point range. White's got 8 points.
Boy, DeRozan showing you good recognition there. Saw the gap in the defense and fired the pass to the wide open man. Doesn't get much better than that.
Now, here's Monk. Passes it to Hernan Gomez. White against Rozier. Feeds it to Murray. He kicks it to DeRozan. Back to Murray. Here's Gay. He's got 9. The Spurs need to get a shot off here. And it's White missing. Charlotte in the lead. Here's Monk. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. It's going to be on Rudy Gay.
Speed kills, and the speed of Monk is a problem for the defense. I mean, doing a nice job using his speed to force the defense to foul him on the way up.
For Charlotte, they have had 7 opportunities at the free throw line and made good on 5 of them.
And as a unit, they're shooting 78% from the line. That's a solid number to work with on the season.
Guys, their free throw shooting has slipped a bit since last year, but not really to the point where they should be overly concerned about it.
First one falls for him.
No wasted trips at all. They're taking care of business at the line.
One way to protect the lead, knock down those free throws, and 100% free throwing for the quarter, that's superb.
LaMarcus Aldridge is checked in for San Antonio. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. Now, there are some guys that just look to score, Clark, whenever they can, and Malik Monk is one of those players.
Yeah, he's an electrifying offensive player, and he reminds me a little bit of the dynamic and it seems like ageless Jamal Crawford with his ability to score in bunches. Not saying that he ignores his teammates or anything like that. It's just that he's a scorer, and when he's on the court, that's what he's thinking about doing.
Outside, White. Good, and the assist goes to Murray. Murray's got 5 assists in the game.
And 2 more 3-point field goals for him here in the second quarter. Somebody had better get a hand up.
Now, here's Rozier. He's got 8. Here's Bridges. He can't get that one. Aldridge with some nice D. Here's White. And it's all evened up. White's got 13.
And started hot, and he's only gotten hotter.
So Rozier will bring it up for the Hornets. They'll be hosting Orlando for the next one. That game is the first and last of their homestand. Here's Washington. He's covered by Murray. Here's Monk. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. Zone defense, Clark, being played now by a lot of teams. It's amazing that even with that, the point totals just continue to rise.
And you know what? I attribute the point totals continuing to rise to a couple of things. One, the volume of 3-point shots that are being taken. And I think teams are playing at a little faster pace universally. You don't see as much walking the ball up the floor as I think you may have seen in years past. And, you know, guys, the Spurs team dinners, the stuff of legends, just building camaraderie and getting to know one another and being orchestrated with care by head coach Greg Popovich. They enjoyed the finest restaurants and great food and drink, but the fellowship and camaraderie, probably the most important part of those dinner gatherings.
And Clark, the act of getting dinner, sitting down to a meal, as a team, it brings people together.
It really does, guys, and I can't overstate it. When you get a chance to know your teammates off the court, it adds to your ability to play for them on the court. It can't always be just about grind, grind, grind. There has to be some compassion, some caring, some understanding, and sometimes the best places to do that are at restaurants with good food and good drink.
Now, here's Rozier. He's got 8. It's Monk at the elbow. To the right side. Bridges for 3. Knocks down the 3 ball. Bridges has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Here's Murray. It's a 5-point game. Pass to Purdy. At the elbow, it's Aldridge. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. It's deflected.
Murray is tireless on the defensive end. You don't want this guy guarding you because he's so pesky. What a rejection.
Hernan Gomez against Pirtle. Now, here is Hernan Gomez. Tight defense on him.
There's the versatility of Aldridge, disrupting the shot, showing how valuable he can be at the defensive end.
The wide open look here for DeRozan, but they'll get another chance. Aldridge, and contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. That's on Miles Bridges. And a look at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Hornets.
They've been making some really nice passes out there, excellent passing. That could set the tone for the rest of the game.
And also, how about the fact defensively they're getting that backboard and getting out in transition, especially in this first half.
Second free throw, no good. And Clark, ordinarily quiet by nature, LaMarcus Aldridge has become a more outspoken leader in recent years.
Yeah, and that's a good sign. Sometimes you have to get out of your comfort zone for the good of the team. Aldridge is, by nature, a laid-back, quiet guy, and sometimes that can work against the team. But in his case, he realized that he needed to be more vocal and stepped into doing that.
First free throw is good.
And they struggled a bit at the line in the first quarter, but they have been terrific in the second, up to almost 85% overall.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots.
And James Borrego, in his second year as head coach, wants an offense that relies on quick decision-making. They are looking to attack defenses early.
And, you know, that kind of offense, Greg, is one that's not easy to put into place. You've got to trust the players, and the players have to trust each other, and the players have to make good decisions. It's a steep learning curve, but I really think it's the ideal way to play once you get it all ironed out.
So it's the Hornets now, following the bucket by the Spurs. Poked away. Clock at 6. Here's Rozier, and on Gomez trying to break free. Nice D from Aldridge.
No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
He dishes it to Murray. The feed to Pirtle. And the dunk by Pirtle.
Boy, you got Murray running the pick and roll. The timing is going to be right on time every time.
Now, here's Monk. 8 points for him. Now Rozier. Hernan Gomez. That's a two-pointer. Offensive rebound. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Yeah, you know, the second period's been much more kind to him than the first. I mean, let's see if he can keep it going and maintain this.
Outside DeRozan. And so the ball is out of bounds. Rozier touched it last. San Antonio making a switch here. Forbes checked in. Here's Aldridge. He's coming off a 10-point game against Utah.
And he caused major problems with his defense as well. He had 4 steals by the time the game was over.
2 on the clock. Here's White. Again, the miss by the Spurs.
And smothered him on that mid-range attempt.
As a defender, he's going to just be a bothersome, worrisome guy, making you miserable all night. A hand in your face on every jump.
And there's the call on Cody Zeller. That'll be his second foul of the game. And some changes here for the Spurs. Miles checked in for Jakob Poeltl. Bellinelli comes in for DeMar DeRozan. And it's Mills in for Derek White. The Hornets also with the sub. Biyombo, he's checked in for Hernan Gomez. Now here's Bellinelli. Biyombo with the block.
And this is something Biyombo excels in. Timing and blocking shots.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, that's the message they were sending with that foul. Nothing easy inside.
The Spurs have gone 6 of 9 at the line.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And that one falls for LaMarcus Aldridge.
You know, players like Aldridge are a little bit of a diminishing breed in the NBA, a master in the low post with all sorts of ways to score in the paint.
And so LaMarcus Aldridge nails them both. Charlotte has gone 3 of 4 with the long-range bombs here in the second quarter. Here's Graham, covered by Mills. Zeller passes to Bacon. To the left side wing. Deflects the pass. LaMarcus Aldridge grabs the miss. Aldridge has got 9 rebounds now tonight. And the Spurs pushing it up now. Miles with a wide open look. Can't tie it up as that one misses. 3 on 3. Bacon's shot is off.
You know, even though it's a point-blank range shot, that's not an easy one, especially when the defense is that tight.
Pass to Aldridge. 11 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Forbes the pass to Mills. From deep. That one's not going to go. And a close game so far through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. It's Charlotte. They lead by a bucket. Live from the AT&TCenter in San Antonio, you're watching 2K Sports.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, basketball fans. What a pleasure it is to bring you into the 2K studios again. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. What a performance so far tonight by Nicholas Batum. He had 16 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 assist. He has bounced back nicely from what was a tough night for him in their last game. Judging by that first half, he's back to his old self again. Kenny, let's get your take on Charlotte.
Well, so far they won the battle of assists. They played more patiently and very unselfish in the first half. Good shot selection and nice flow of offense.
Shaq, let's get your thoughts on San Antonio.
Well, no question, Ernie. They need to improve their three-point shooting. When you shoot in the low 30s, you can dig yourself in a deep, abysmal hole. You like that word, Ernie? Abysmal? I can't spell it, but it sounds nice. Anyway, when the open three is there, fine, shoot it. Well, we saw at least a few situations where they should have worked for a better shot.
And that'll do it for our halftime report. Stay tuned for the second half. About to get underway.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. You gotta like what Nicholas Batum has done in this game.
No problems fighting his way to the rim in this one. A lot of points in close.
Yeah, you know what, guys? They gave him too many free runs to the hoop in the first half. I think they've got to be a lot tougher on him. Body him up. Be physical with him.
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. San Antonio trailing here. Our second half of basketball and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. Setting the floor for the Hornets. Rozier and Monk, they're the backcourt. Washington out there with Hernan Gomez. And it's Bridges in at the three, the small forward. Shoots a fader. And it's White missing. Charlotte's gotten a success rate of just over 50% from three-point tonight. 4 of 7 shooting. And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, my cousin LaMarcus Aldridge is not the flashiest player, but he is respected. His former teammate in Portland, C.J. McCollum, said he hasn't changed his game to try and fit the new NBA. He shoots mid-range, scores under the basket, strong as heck. He knows who he is. Kevin, LaMarcus isn't really my cousin, but his game never goes out of style.
You're right, D.A., and he is still getting it done. Thank you. And the dunk by DeRozan.
The 6'7" native of Compton, DeMar DeRozan, getting it done. Great strength there.
And Clark coming out of Washington as a one-and-done. DeJounte Murray was considered a raw prospect.
Yeah, very raw. The 29th pick in the 2016 draft, guys, taken by the Spurs. Excellent physical tools and outstanding athleticism. It was surprising that he left when he did. I recall that when I heard. But at 6'5", a 7-foot wingspan, he's got a chance to be special.
And the call will be against Hernan Gomez. And that'll be his third foul so far. And so Aldridge will bring it up for the Spurs. They're off to battle the Clippers after this game as they'll be playing at the Staples Center. And the pass to Pirtle. DeRozan surveying the D. Passes to Aldridge. For the lead. He can't hit that time. And Charlotte will come the other way. Here's Washington. 7 points in the game. Unloads from 9. Hernan Gomez, no good.
Just 1 for 4 from the field, not the way they wanted to start the second half.
And there's a whistle. That goes on Terry Rozier. That's his first foul.
That's his first personal foul.
Rozier against Murray. Outside DeRozan. Here's Aldridge. And trying for the go-ahead basket, it doesn't go in. For Charlotte, they've gotten just one of their first 4 shots to fall since coming out of the locker room at the break.
Anytime DeRozan can come up for the block, gets the whole team energized.
Here's Bridges. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
That's his second personal foul.
Well, it doesn't matter where you place him in the lineup, Clark. Miles Bridges is going to make some plays.
Well, I love his rugged quality he has, guys. I mean, he can guard anybody at the 3 or 4 spot. Doesn't mind going up against guys that are bigger. Everybody knows about his athletic ability and dunking it, but he's got more in his package than that.
And he knocks down the first one.
I'll tell you, Bridges, you see the athleticism, the improving skill set, and the instincts are coming along.
Off on that one, so he goes 1 for 2 at the line.
Yeah, the offense scuffling a bit to start this second half. Only one for the first 5.
He muscles it in through the contact, and they call the foul. And he's on his way to the free throw line.
So impressive, the fortitude, the will to battle back, but it did take a lot of energy to get here.
Yeah, you know, battling back is about staying the course, and their attitude never changed.
Now, here's Rozier. He's got 8. And here is Bridges. Just 5 on the clock. Back to Monk. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. And let's check out a breakdown. Looking at some stats for Zeller.
In the last 5 games, you can see the trend upwards for effective field goal percentage. And it shows you how confident he's playing right now.
White with it. He's got 15. He feeds it to Aldridge. It's good. Now it's a 3-point Spurs lead.
And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option whenever they need one.
Now here's Rozier. There's the 3. And it's Washington missing. Spurs leading by 3. Wide open look here for Murray. Good. And it's DeRozan picking up the assist. Murray's got 9.
And, you know, we often talk about the importance of confidence for these young players, guys. Murray's showing plenty of confidence there.
Rozier against Murray. Bridges passes to Washington to stop the run, and the basket is good. Washington's got 4 this quarter.
Textbook. Nice pass, great catch, even better finish.
Spurs have gone 4 of 7 to get things started here in the second half. Murray kicks to Aldridge. Pass to White. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. And the basket by DeRozan.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
Murray against Rozier. Pass to Monk. Here's Washington. Good on the 7-footer. He's got 11. The Spurs have gotten 5 of 8 shots to fall for them in the 3rd quarter. A nice 62% from the field. Murray outside. Shot clock at 6. Second chance shot. It's tipped, and he's able to get it back. And he recovers it. Now, here's Monk. White covering. Monk, the pass to Hernan Gomez. Out left to the wing. Fires from 18. That is good, and the Spurs lead is cut to just 1 on the basket from Rozier.
I mean, even he was surprised to be that open.
Now here's Murray. 9 points in the game so far.
Yeah, that one put him over the limit, and it's so early that if they're not careful, this could turn into a parade at the free throw line.
The Spurs have shot 10 of 13 from the free throw line.
Murray taking 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good.
You know, you look at the potential Murray has, and it's exciting, quite honestly. He's a lead guard. He plays the point, but he's more of a scorer than a distributor at this point.
Rudy Gay's checked in for Pirtle. And a switcher also for Charlotte. Graham's checked in. And so Murray nails both of them.
Impeccable from the line since halftime.
No misses yet. You can't do much better than that, guys.
The pass to Hernan Gomez. To the wing on the left. For 3, Bridges. DeRozan with the rebound.
He's been ice cold tonight. And, you know, you look at the scoreboard, guys, they really could have used his contributions.
Hornets trail by 3. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Let's take a moment now, Kevin, to see how the Spurs are doing in the NBA statisticals currently.
At the line for the Hornets, Devontae Graham. At the line for 2.
And the first one drops. And the Spurs with some changes. Bellinelli comes in for White, and it's Mills in for DeJounte Murray. So an almost entirely new group in now for Charlotte. Biyombo, he's checked in for Hernan Gomez. Zeller comes in for Washington. Wayne Bacon's checked in for Bridges, and it's Batum in for Malik Monk. A tight game here in San Antonio. Mills looking it over. Down low. Aldridge's shot is good. Aldridge has got 4 points now in the quarter.
Boy, this is as skilled an inside scorer as you're going to see, folks. I mean, Aldridge has a lot of post moves.
And now a quick rundown of the leading free throw shooters at small forward this year. It's a pretty sure thing whenever one of them gets to the line. Second is DeMar DeRozan.
And knowing what I do about the guys on that list, I can tell you they put a lot of long hours in the gym to get those percentages to where they are.
Well, you can't get those numbers without the work, and they've posted impressive numbers, and all of them are naturally gifted shooters, but you have to add to natural ability the work required to bring it to fruition.
Both shots good from the stripe. The Spurs have gone 6 of 14 since halftime. A little cold from the field. Passes it to Aldridge. Zeller grabs the board. Zeller's got 6 rebounds now in the game.
Just not there from a rhythm standpoint right now. It's really eluding him.
When Aldridge is in the neighborhood, you've got to be careful shooting it. I mean, proving there that he's capable of blocking shots.
Devontae Graham. That's his
First one falls for him. The 55th pick back in 2009. Those picks don't hit very often, but Greg Patty Mills now with a decade in the NBA.
6'0", and that may be generous. The Australian Mills, a dangerous pull-up shooter, and he does not back down.
San Antonio making a switch here. Isles checked in. That evens the score.
Sensational ball movement there. When you pass the ball like that, good things happen.
Spurs shooting around 40% in the third. Maybe settling for some less than ideal looks out there. Here's Graham. A miss that time. Would have put him up. And it's Mills with the ball for San Antonio. They've held a 12-point lead early. Hey. It's Biyombo with the rebound. Biyombo's got rebound number 5 here tonight. And there's Zeller. And that's good on the assist from Batum. Zeller's got his second bucket of the night. And now we'll get a perspective here on how the hustle game has been going for Charlotte.
Defensively, they played with a lot of energy, and the steals we've seen are a result of that aggressiveness.
Yeah, I think you also have to give them a lot of credit for how well they've risen up to meet shooters to challenge shots in this game. A lot of blocked shots tonight.
The 3. DeRozan's shot is good. DeRozan's got 11 points here in just the second half.
Boy, he's been a rock of offensive support so far, and when they've needed a basket, they've turned to him.
Charlotte calls timeout. You gotta like what DeMar DeRozan has done in this game.
He's really taking it to him inside. They got to find a way to slow him down.
And here's the stat sheet on DeMar DeRozan. His last 10 games, putting up about 18 points per, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. And you talk about guys who just have a nose for putting up points. He is one of them.
Yeah, he sure is, and he rarely has back-to-back bad games. If he has an off night, he usually follows that up with a big night.
Here's Graham. 9 points in the game so far. From the baseline. San Antonio with the rebound. Gay's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Mills finds DeRozan. And good that time. DeRozan's got 22 points.
It just seems like the more he touches it, the more the lead grows.
And it's Graham missing.
And the stroke definitely lacking confidence this quarter. Nothing on target.
Bellinelli dishes to Gay. Mills. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
You know, Patty Mills is one of a long line of outstanding Australian players who played their college ball in Northern California at St. Mary's College.
And the second free throw, good. Hornets trail by 4. Graham kicks to Batum. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
You know, that's where the high release point of Batum worked to his advantage, allowed him to get that shot off. Tell you what, time is moving on now. When you think about Nick Batum, has been in the league a decade now. Wow. Throughout his career, this guy's been consistent in terms of his versatility and production.
One shot.
And with Batum, Clark, that versatility is what makes him so great.
Well, you know, if you need him to score, he can. If you need him to create and rebound, he can do that too. He's just a very versatile player. It seems like every season Batum is able to plug in and play a different role and do it at a high level. Well, you throw it his way and DeRozan is going to capitalize. When he takes off, he's looking to throw it down with no hesitation.
Graham, the pass to Biyombo. Inside. And the dunk by Zeller.
Those plays can make a difference in a game like this.
Well, you know it's going to fire up, Greg, everybody on that bench.
Making a statement for sure. I mean, we'll see if they can maintain that aggressive approach, guys.
Here's Bellinelli following the score by Charlotte. Kicks it to Mills. Wiles passes to DeRozan. Lock at 6. Gay can't hit.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical.
The battle to a standstill on the boards has really been something to watch, and the game's not over yet. We'll see if one of these teams maintains more energy than the other going down the stretch.
Bryn Forbes, he's checked in for San Antonio. The Hornets also with a sub. Washington's checked in.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
Free throw good, Nicholas Batum.
And, you know, Nick Batum's length provides a huge bonus to his team. He's able to play and guard multiple positions.
Now here's Mills. Graham defending. Stolen away. A fast break now for Charlotte. Mills with the steal. And here comes Bellinelli leading the fast break. And another turnover here by San Antonio. And a look now at the San Antonio Spurs' upcoming schedule. On Monday, they'll be playing against Lou Williams and the Los Angeles Clippers. Then on Tuesday, they'll go up against LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers.
And if I'm this team, I'm looking at this as a barometer to see how we stack up against some of the top teams in the league. They'll have to be at their best, but if they come out of this with some success, I think it'll build momentum for the rest of the run.
And that one falls for Graham. He hits both from the stripe. 1:43 left in the third quarter. Spurs trail by 4. Pass to Lyles. Shoots over Biombo. Sinks the 15-footer. Lyles got his first basket.
And when he rises up, he knows he's probably going to get a clean look. It's a matter of executing.
You know, for me, it doesn't get any better than seeing big fellas who can use the mid-range jumper to their advantage.
The offensive rebound. Zeller. Persistence pays off as they finally hit a shot. Zeller's got 8 points.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Gay outside. Pass to Lyles. Feeds to Bellinelli. Tries again. Biombo with the block. Batum wide open. He fires. And a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here. And it's the Hornets with the ball. Biombo, the pass to Washington. Three-pointer. Kept alive by Charlotte. And the dunk by Zeller. And that's a double-double for him now. 10 points and 10 rebounds.
There it is, guys. One of those effort plays that makes a big difference in the game.
And GA, it is definitely making a difference so far today.
Well, you know, if you're not going to take care of the defensive glass, it's going to be hard to come away with the win.
Mills can't hit.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
Mills with the steal. For 3. Hands it from downtown. He's got 5.
You know, Mills has been a guy who's been very streaky as a perimeter shooter, but he's been good behind the arc his entire career.
It's still anybody's game as we've reached the end of 3. Hornets lead by 3. Live from the AT&TCenter in San Antonio, you're watching 2K Sports. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, and I like the fact we get to see this pass one more time. A magnificent feed, and you love to see your off guard taking over the playmaking duties with this much skill.
Yeah, platinum level dime dropping there, fellas. Accurate and on time.
We've reached the fourth quarter, and what has been a very competitive game should be an exciting finish. Jakob Poeltl out there with Trey Lyles. Then there's Rudy Gay. Then there's Bellinelli. And it's Forbes in at the 5. That's the San Antonio 5. Now the pass to Bellinelli. And Forbes kicks to Poeltl. Gay outside. And stolen by Zeller. Here's Washington. He's covered by Gay. They retain possession.
And Poeltl deserves a lot of credit for his shot blocking ability. He's a dynamic and dynamite shot blocker.
And folks, he did not luck into that one. He knew just where he wanted to be to grab that backboard.
Gay right side. Poeltl, no one around him. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Hornets leading by 5. Here's Monk. And then Monk with the dunk.
And Kevin, that's exactly why you can't give Monk a lane to the bucket. I mean, he explodes towards the rim to throw it down with real vigor.
Fourth quarter still young, just over a minute play. Forbes the pass to Lyles. Now Gay. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It goes on Cody Zeller.
At the line for your Spurs, Rudy Gay. 2 shots.
That's good from Rudy Gay.
Yeah, you know, when I covered Gay when he was in college at UConn, he was an outstanding player in the Big East, and it was pretty clear he had a bright future in the NBA in front of him, too.
Looking at who's out there now for the Spurs. LaMarcus Aldridge, he's checked in for Trey Lyles. White comes in for Marco Bellinelli. And Murray subbed in for Bryn Forbes. Offensive rebound. Second shot opportunity, and it's sent back by Aldridge. And that one, good. Hernan Gomez has got the lead up to 7 now for Charlotte.
And they continue to control the glass.
Guys, I think they've simply been the more physical team, and that's why they're ahead.
And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
And, you know, Aldridge is a load to deal with. When he gets good position, you pretty much have to be physical with him.
Shooting for San Antonio, LaMarcus Aldridge. 2 shots.
He misses the free throw. Good on the second free throw. And we're around 2 minutes into the fourth quarter here. And stolen by Gay. Murray outside. Gay outside. Aldridge dishes to Murray. Back to Aldridge. Lays it up off the glass.
And you want him taking big shots for you in big moments. That one was as easy as it gets.
Well, you don't want to give him any open shots at this stage. Never mind a layup. Come on now. My goodness.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Blatant contact. Straightforward call. Simple.
That free throw, no good. He hits the second from the line.
He did the important part at the line there. The heavy lifting, if you will. Made this a 2-possession game.
Murray against Rozier. Out to the wing. Here's Pirtle. From outside, off the mark.
And gotta like what they've been doing down low in the post.
I certainly do. You know, I like to see guys do their work inside. Their rebounding has been excellent, and that's always important in a close game.
Spurs trail by 5. Gay scanning the floor. Pirtle inside. Hernan Gomez covering. Nice shot by Pirtle.
And Pirtle has stick-to-itiveness on the offensive glass. He just throws himself in the mix to come up with those boards.
Passes it to Washington. Takes the 3. Good for basket number 6 from him in the contest. He's shooting 6 for 12.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Clearly just an example of a different mindset between these teams.
Murray outside. Gay outside. Pass to Aldridge. Aldridge double teamed. Back to Gay. 6 to shoot. The Hornets pull it in. And a little over 3.5 minutes in the books so far here in the fourth. Here's Washington. Basket made. That gives him 7 field goals in 13 tries.
Love the unselfishness of Monk there. I mean, love seeing him find the open man.
Murray, the pass to Aldridge. Gay up top. Over Washington. Goes back up. Pirtle. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Boy, I like the way Pirtle uses his 7-foot frame. So skilled in how he earns calls, draws fouls on his way up with the shot. Well, the shot repertoire of Jakob Pirtle Mostly 10 feet and in is his strength. He's an old school big man in every sense of the word, but efficient in what he does.
And he knocks down the first one. And Clark at 7 feet tall. Pirtle, a live body in there.
He's live, and he's also no stiff, guys. Pirtle can catch and finish. He's active in defending, gets off the ground quickly and easily. I like his package as a big guy.
DeMar DeRozan. He's checked in for San Antonio. He's off on the second.
Boy, Pirtle is a massive guy, somebody that uses his height exceptionally well to get high-quality looks.
Pass to Washington. And DeRozan sends it back.
Yeah, clearly struggling here with the foul. Still early. And just one more will put him over the limit.
And it's DeRozan with the ball for San Antonio. Rozier with the steal.
Clever, crafty defense. He saw that pass coming before it was even made.
Bridges misses.
And, you know, even though they're on top, they're winning. I mean, they could use more from him. Trying to shut the door on this one.
And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
And, you know, guys, I love his fight and grit on the interior. I mean, he never lets a shot go uncontested.
Shoots. Again, the miss by the Spurs. Hornets leading by 7. Here's Monk. Washington. LaMarcus Aldridge grabs the miss. San Antonio's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. That's good. It's his 7th made basket in 14 tries.
You know, we know Murray's got some creativity to his passing game, but no need to be creative there. I mean, he sees the wide open man and zips it right to him.
There's the pass to Bridges. Passes it to Monk. Shot clock at 5. Here's Washington. Aldridge is covering. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. Bridges with the steal. Pass to Rozier. Monk with the ball. Washington passes to Bridges. No good from outside.
After hitting 1 3 in the first half, he's been unable to dial in from deep since then.
And the first one at the line is good.
It's understandable that DeRozan was hurt when the Raptors traded him. He used it, though, in a positive way to motivate himself to playing at a high level in San Antonio.
And the Hornets call time here.
And he could tell his guys starting to wear down a little bit. Call time to just let them get their legs back under them.
He gets a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Thanks, Kevin. James Borrego had some words for his team over the break, and he's pushing them to empty the tank. He said, I know you're tired and it's been a tough game, but we can't hold back. If you're tired, come out. Otherwise, I want you full speed, guys.
Okay, David, much appreciated. A floater. Another shot, and it's blocked.
He has the length to send shots back. I like seeing Bridges make his presence felt on this end.
Murray against Rozier. Pass to Monk. Back to Rozier. 6 on the shot clock. The dish to Monk. Can they get it? That's good, and it's Rozier with the assist. Rozier's got 3 assists tonight.
Yeah, you know, I like watching Monk stroke it from the mid-range. We know he's got deep range, but that mid-range makes him hard to guard.
Murray. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
No, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Yeah, if you're going to foul, then make sure that you don't give a chance for the and one.
And so Murray nails both of them. Charlotte's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the 4th quarter. Over to the left wing. And there's the pass to Washington. Gomez trying to break free. 8 for 15 with that made basket, but he's not satisfied yet.
And how about the grit and determination in the post? I mean, essential qualities to have late in a close game.
Here's Murray. That's another one for him. His 5th in just 7 shots.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
Here's Rozier. It's in and good for his 6th field goal in 10 attempts.
Boy, that was a sweet-looking teardrop. There's very little defense for that.
Here's Murray. Over Gomez. Murray, no good.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
And you know what? He's not going to give up an easy finish at the rim. I mean, that's just against his constitution.
Spurs trail by 5. Rozier with the steal. He lobs it up. Trying to find Gomez. Gets it to him. This one for 3. Up again. It's good on the putback. Gomez has got 4 points now in the quarter.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
Greg, the play in the paint has gone almost entirely all their way.
Now the feed to White. Pass to Purtle. Here's Aldridge. A rebound by Washington. Washington's got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
That's his 3rd personal foul. 2nd team foul. Shooting for Charlotte, Terry Rozier. At the line for 2.
Shooting 2.
The first free throw is good. And the Hornets making a change here. Zeller's checked in. And so he makes both from the line. And so it's Murray who brings the ball up for the Spurs. They trail by 9 points. Aldridge kicks to White. Pass to DeRozan. The fader. And it's good. 2 points. DeRozan's got 4 points this quarter.
DeRozan is a man on a mission tonight. I don't know if I've ever seen DeMar any sharper than this.
Charlotte calls timeout.
And they're committing an awful lot of fouls here, and not of the good variety. You don't want to give up easy layups, sure, but it's been a non-stop parade to the foul line.
And now we present our Jordan Player of the Game.
And the D tried to get physical with him down low tonight, and it really backfired. Instead, he's just torn them up. He was aggressive, inviting the contact, and really just taking it straight to him.
Hornets leading by 7. Here's Rozier to the left side wing. And here is Bridges. Pass to Washington. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And here is Rozier. Defended by Purtle.
A little ambitious on that possession, trying to hit a shot in the face of that defensive pressure.
And it's White missing.
You know, the ill-advised threes isn't how you want to close the gap. They've got to have better shot selection.
And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Clearly a foul.
Yeah, he took a shot there, earned those free throws.
At the line for the Hornets.
First free throw is good.
At the line for 2.
And good on the second, so he makes them both. Spurs trail by 9. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Here's DeRozan. It's rebounded by Charlotte. Washington's got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. Monk, the pass to Bridges. And the Hornets miss again. And there's the call on Cody Zeller. That will get him his 4th foul of the game, and due to the bonus, we'll head to the line for 2.
And that was the last thing they needed. Now the clock is stopped, and they put them on the line.
Yeah, and I'm confident Coach was reminding everybody, don't foul at the start of that possession. Obviously, he didn't get the message.
Boy, he'd sure like to have that this bag. Hard to chip away at a lead when you're leaving freebies at the line. And he just elevates and powers in the one-hander.
Textbook.
I'm glad he didn't go overboard and try to do too much there.
It's DeRozan with the drive. Uses the glass to finish the layup. DeRozan's got 6 in the quarter.
Guys, you remember when DeMar DeRozan first came into the league? He was just really a raw athlete. Now he's a finely tuned offensive juggernaut.
Rozier, the pass to Washington. Bridges with it over Aldridge. They grab their own miss. Right wing. Now here's Bridges. 6 to shoot. The pass to Zeller. Tries again. Rebound San Antonio. 52 seconds left in the game. And the shot is good. The Hornet lead has been cut down to 6 and the bucket from DeMar DeRozan.
This is what scratches the itch for DeRozan. Moments like this, he lives for. Takes great pride in being the guy to knock down the critical shots.
Now Zeller. To the paint. And stolen by White.
Can't waste any time here.
No, you need a quick bucket and then a quick foul.
And so they choose to intentionally foul.
DeMar DeRozan. That's his 3rd personal foul. 4th team foul.
And so it's Charlotte with it. 6-point lead. And that's an intentional foul.
That's his 4th personal foul.
So the first one drops, and that makes it a 7-point lead.
MyLeague at the line for 2.
And so both free throws are good. And it's an 8-point game. Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over. They're behind by 8. 20 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Guys, what do you think?
Trying to keep hope alive, but I don't see them making a comeback.
You know what? I'm sure crazier things have happened, or maybe not. It's a long shot, though.
20 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Johnson can't hit. Here's Chile. So it's the Hornets picking up the win. They came in here and took care of business like they were the home team.
And Kevin, how about the mental toughness that this group showed? They were never rattled at all by the opposing fans.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, This is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. We'll see you later.